Good day, everyone. Today is June 8th, 2013. My name is Chief of Lamont II, your moderator, and this is Liberia Destiny Debaters.org, a place for savored public political discourses in its totality, free of threats and personal attacks. Our guest tonight is the Honorable H. Dan Morias, Senator from Maryland County in the Liberian Senate. He's joining us from Liberia. Honorable, welcome to Liberia Destiny Debaters. Your opening statement, sir.
Thank you. It's an honor and a pleasure being on this program. I want to speak to Liberians wherever they are, that they, as you rightfully put it, we can debate the destiny of our country, free of insult, free of names calling. I'd like also to state here that I'm also the chair on foreign relations at the Liberian Senate, virtually the third person in authority there. So I will come to this program with a wealth of understanding of those discussions that will be here, those topics of discussion. I'd like to appreciate all of you who are listening here, and I say good evening again.
Thank you, Honorable Dan Morias. Honorable, first of all, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Liberia Destiny Debaters. Our objective here tonight always is to bring Liberians through a political discourse free of personal attacks, but finding ways to bring a better Liberia, to seek a better Liberia. So we're going to go ahead, and if you have a question, we're going to open the line. *61. If you want to be a part of it, please comment your *61 on your phone. That's the only way we can recognize you. So, Honorable, again, I would like to say thank you for accepting our invitation, especially in the shortest possible time. Could you tell us a little more about yourself, how you got to this position, sir?
Well, I've been superintendent of Maryland County. Once upon a time, also mayor of the city of Harper, superintendent of Maryland, and then also I became Minister of Internal Affairs. And thereafter, I was elected I was appointed then as Ambassador at Large, responsible for the Maghreb. Thereafter, also appointed as Special Envoy and Envoy of the Republic of Liberia. And in 2011, I was elected as Senator from Maryland County.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Honorable, with us tonight, that will be joining us, making a case, as usual, on dual citizenship, will be Emmanuel Weti, Chair of Liberian Conference on Dual Citizenship. Emmanuel Weti, please introduce yourself, why this is not a debate between you and the honorable man. Your case here, along with those who are pushing for dual citizenship, is to convince those who are on the fence of this issue. And those who disagree with you guys will also be there to join the honorable man to give reasons why they disagree with you. So, Emmanuel Weti, please introduce yourself.
My name is Emmanuel Weti. I'm the chairman of the All Liberian Conference on Dual Citizenship. I want to extend my thanks and appreciation to the Honorable Senator for taking up time to discuss with us. We were at the University of Liberia a couple of weeks ago, and I want to say thank you, Mr. Senator, for coming on and listening to our case. I know you have been in the news that the senator, referred to us as unpatriotic, and we are returning home because of the war and other things. So we want to take the opportunity to explain to the senator that our effort for dual citizenship is not because of greed of coming home for some selfish reason. Our effort for dual citizenship is to get to our motherland and see how we all can participate in the reconstruction and redevelopment of the country. So we hope that we all can have the opportunity to dialogue with the honorable senator and also make our case with the issue of land, with the issue of property in Liberia, and with the issue of family reunion in the context of dual citizenship. So I want to say thank you, Mr. Moderator, for the opportunity, and thank everybody in the radio land for coming up. Thanks very much.
Thank Emmanuel Werty, Chairman of Dual Citizenship. Again, I would like to say the Honorable is not here to debate with us or anyone who is in support of dual citizenship. We should respect him because he's a senator. Even if he disagrees with us, we should try to convince him. Now, we're going to go to take our first call. The first caller, we call the conference caller 7786. Your name and where you calling from?
My name is Dr. Kula. I'm calling from Atlanta, Georgia.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Now, my position on this whole dual citizenship issue is that I believe that the government of Liberia should provide dual citizenship to its citizens in the diaspora because of the mere fact that we need all hands on deck at this point in time. In Ghana and other countries that are coming back, the diaspora is really what's responsible for the resurgence of Ghana at this point in time. And I think if they give us the opportunity, or those of us that have acquired citizenships in other countries, the opportunity to also have Liberian citizenships with all its rights and privileges, we can help to develop that country in terms of human resources, in terms of manpower, and so on and so forth. So I think it's a win-win for the country, and I think it's a lazy argument to say because you left the country and you took up citizenship somewhere else, you somehow turn your back on the country. And then I think the other argument is that self-preservation. They're afraid that those of us who are abroad have acquired education that's advanced and that we're coming back to take the jobs. And it's not necessarily the case. Not everybody wants to go there and hustle for government jobs and whatnot. So they need to keep an open mind. And I really want to hear what Mr. Morias has to say, because some of what I read sounded very, very elementary, for lack of a better word.
Thank you. That was just a statement. Cora, we'll come back to you again. For those of you who are joining us for the first time in the history of this organization, please dial *61 on your phone if you want to say something or you want to make a question or you want to ask a question. So that was just a comment. That was not a question. We're going to take the next one, call, Honorable. The next one will come from caller 8735. Your name and where you calling from?
My name is Councilor Frederick Joe. I'm calling from Denver, Colorado.
You're welcome to the show, Councilor.
Thank you.
The Honorable is with us from Maryland County, Senator Dan Morias, and Chairperson of the Foreign Relations. What's the question?
I have two questions for the senator.
Go ahead.
May I know, Mr. Senator, whether you are aware of the Immigration and Nationality Law of Liberia, Section 21.1, 21.1 to 4, which automatically takes away the citizenship of Liberians, naturally born Liberians, without the right of due process? That's my first question. The second question I have is that when the senator introduced himself, he spoke of many other positions that he has occupied, to include his current election to the Senate and chairman of the Foreign Relations. Is this the same Mr. Dan Morias who was once a general in the MPFL? And if he is the same person, are you not aware why Liberian left or fled Liberia to go into foreign parts?
Okay, we will take the first question, and the other one is, I think it has a little bit of personal. If the senator wants to talk on that, he can talk on that. Senator Morias, go ahead, sir.
Yes, thank you. Let me first address the first one. I mean, this last caller. No, this is not the general Dan Morias. This individual has never been a general in any army, any warring faction. I work for the government of Liberia, and let's get it clear, not for Mr. Charles Taylor per se. all of us had an opportunity to work for a government or an institution sometime, someplace in our lifetime. Those of us who are working for the Ellen Johnson Sirleaf government, whatever happens, would you label me as a general of the Ellen Johnson Sirleaf government? I don't think it's fair to start calling one another names. Everybody has a history, and everybody should be aware that that history is rewritten by people from different sides of the divide. But let me first go to the first statement made by the first caller. I think, and let me also say, what was said at the University of Liberia. Basically, most of you had left, and you went to see the president. That was my understanding. Isn't that so, sir?
Yeah, that's correct.
Great. And so when I spoke, most of you were not there, and then there was an opportunity where we had this discussion with the press. Let me make myself clear and repeat what I said. I didn't say the Liberians were unpatriotic. What I said, that some Liberians were making statements that were not helpful to the process. And when I speak to issues. First of all, you may not be aware, not all of you in the United States of America wanting dual citizenship have good intentions. Some of them I've met have said worse things. Some have said to me, you legislators, we are coming back and we'll use our money to become legislators. I think that was disingenuous. What I said aloud was what people said to me privately. And in these discussions, when they are charged, these things come out. So let's get it clear. I did not mean to say to my brothers and sisters in the diaspora that there will not come the time and place where this issue can be properly discussed and attended to. But let me say something as well. What I'm doing currently as Senator of Maryland County and also Chair of Foreign Relations is to defend the Constitution of Liberia. Article 31 of our Constitution is so clear, and it states, each member of the legislature, before taking his seat and entering upon his duties of office, shall take and subscribe to a solemn oath or affirmation before the presiding officer of the House to which each person was elected, and in the presence of other members of that House, to uphold and defend the Constitution and laws of the Republic, to discharge faithfully the duties of such office. It's further supported in other articles of the Constitution. Now, it's my responsibility to support and defend the Constitution of Liberia until the laws are changed. Once those laws are changed, then, of course, I'm under obligation as well to defend those laws. Now, we have a debate. The debate is that of dual citizenship. There is no doubt in my mind that we can share something to build our country, that those who had the opportunity to go to the diaspora and come back will contribute to the society. But when people begin to take it from the other angle, instead of trying to tell those persons who have not had your experience, and your experience are those experiences where maybe you went on a lot in the United States and other places, and the alternative was to become citizen of that country so that burden will have been reduced. We don't know that. We haven't experienced that. It is your responsibility to share that with us, and the passion will develop so that we will share it with other Liberians who have different views. Now, mind you, we have two distinct constituencies that I represent. I represent you, the diaspora constituency, and I represent the domestic constituency that I have here in Liberia. Whatever I say and do must be balanced. And sometimes we speak for the domestic constituency that does not understand what you've gone through. Now, I will be charged by them as well, where I have to make statements that seems to throw the aspiration away. And so let us understand that we need to discuss these issues. Now, it is not blanket that I don't want to discuss the issue of dual citizenship. Far from that. One of the callers read the laws, the alien nationalization laws that takes away the rights of Liberians. But I think that law is not superior to what the Constitution says. I don't know how many of us have been reading our Constitution. It states, and let me say for the rest of all of you who are listening tonight, in its Article 27, it is a complete chapter in our Constitution. It's chapter 4. And its Article 27 states all persons on the coming into force of this Constitution that were lawfully citizens of Liberia shall continue to be Liberian citizens. B, in order to preserve, foster, and maintain the positive Liberian culture, value, and character, only persons who are of Negro descent or of Negro descent shall qualify by birth or by naturalization to be citizens of Liberia. And then the supporting clause to this is C, the legislature shall, and I'd like to repeat that, the legislature shall, adhering to the above standard, that is A and B, prescribe such other qualification criteria for and the procedures by which naturalization may be obtained. What I'm saying here is that, look, this debate is healthy, but don't let us feel and pretend to you that we can go to the laws of Liberia and to the Constitution and amend the Constitution without a referendum. I can tell you, counselor, that spoke to me just a while ago, that many of you who are in this profession who are prepared to carry this case to court, if the national legislature violate Article 27 of the Constitution. So this is a tightrope that we try to walk on. But let me say this. My passion is in Article 28. And this is where I feel that no Liberian should be denied of being a citizen and enjoy the benefit of being a citizen of two countries. Article 28 states, any person, at least one whose parent was a citizen of Liberia at the time of the person's birth, shall be a citizen of Liberia, provided that any such person shall, upon reaching maturity, renounce any other citizenship acquired by virtue of one parent being a citizen of another country. No citizen of Liberia should deprive of citizenship or nationality except as provided by law, and no person shall be denied the right to change citizenship or nationality. I think, and this is the opinion that I hold, that is by providence a child is born of another citizen of another country and also of a parent in Liberia. It is providence. They did not denounce any citizenship. To compel them, as in the nationalization law, that at the age of 23 they should denounce one, I don't think it's fair to that child. And this is where my intervention comes in. But because some individuals don't understand the argument is not extended to where we feel passionate about certain things. They take the negative part of it and run with it. Dan Morias is prepared to champion the cause of those Liberians who are born of two parents, one from another country and one of Liberia, to maintain their citizenship forever and forever. Nobody should tell them denounce one because you want to be a Liberian citizen. I mean, that's where I come from. My problem has been with those persons who have seen the laws on the book, who have seen the constitutional provision, and have made a decision to denounce their citizenship, which is a right under the Constitution of Liberia. And they exercise that right. I'm saying, why should I give it back to you on paper? We can find a soft ground, a way that those persons can have a say, those persons can be a part of what is Liberia. Look, my brother, you're a black man like myself. You're Liberian. No matter how you say you're an American, nobody can deny the fact that you're Liberian. Because when you open your mouth, you sound like a Liberian. Those are the characteristics of a Liberian citizen. So my problem was that why this debate at this particular time? Why we decided to do it now? Can we wait a little longer so that we can complete the exercise that we've started of telling our people what is proper, what is necessary, the benefits that we all can enjoy, here is the catch-22. And I hope all of you are listening to me. Not all of you, but 2/3 of those persons who have come to work in this government from the diaspora are the ones who are being charged and sent to court for corruption. 2/3. We have a current situation right now that is a litmus test. And that situation is a situation with Cockrum from the RIA, who I understand holds dual citizenship, who also is American. The Liberian government has announced that they will pursue her, will ask her to come back to stand trial. This is a litmus test. Maybe if this is successfully done, that will ease some of the skepticism the Liberians have with respect to the dual citizenship situation. So I'd like to pause there. I hope I've been able to answer some of my questions.
This is Wetty.
Thank you. Wetty, because we have a lot of people on the line, both to you and our Honorable Mayor would like to say that, please try to condense it a little bit so that we can take all of the callers. We have lots of people on the line, and they are waiting to ask questions or make a comment on this issue. Please try to condense it. Go ahead, Wetty.
Okay, Mr. Senator, thank you very much for your explanation. You asked why now, why we cannot wait. You mentioned Article 28 of the Constitution. Yes, it says that it is the right for Liberians to change nationality. And you asked why now. If you look at the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia, Article 24B, it says that only a Liberian citizen can own real estate within the Republic. The Constitution of Liberia is very clear that only a Liberian citizen can own real estate property in Liberia. So, if you go back to the
I don't think it's information. It's 20. It's 22. Article 22 is not 24.
No,
and every person shall have the right to own property alone, as well as in association with others, provided that only Liberian citizens shall have the right to own real property in the Republic.
Article 24. Article 24 B. That is on the right of a citizen. But if you look at it, the entire Constitution says that only a Liberian citizen can own real estate property in Liberia. It's very clear. Now, let's take a scenario where someone had a property in Liberia, and they traveled and they came to the States, and that person becomes an American citizen. If you look at the Alien and Nationality Law, Section 22.1, it says that person automatically lose the Liberian citizenship. Now, if that person had property before, or the parent had property, and that particular person is not an American citizen, according to the Liberian law, that person is not a Liberian, and they don't have rights as a Liberian citizen. So the question is now, why now? Liberians are going home to build, Liberians are going home to assess the possibility of investing, and Liberians are going home to see what they can do. Now, with such a law on the book, the possibility that they can be challenged. That, look, you are an American, and you have no right to this land. That's one reason why we think it should be resolved. The other thing that you could come ahead, Mr. Senator, you want to come in?
No, this is Councilor Jewel. When you're done, I'll come in.
Okay. So that's one reason why we think it should go on now. You know, the issue that you brought up with the lady from RIA, yes, Mr. Senator, we know these things happen, but we cannot say that only American citizens steal. You know, let us not go, with that, because there are a lot of other things that happen, and it got nothing to do with somebody's nationality. There are other people that have done a lot of things, so you can't say that one example is the apple for everybody. Yes.
Mr. Senator, Mr. Moderator.
Yes.
Yeah, Mr. Moderator. I went off just a while ago because we got disconnected. I didn't hear most of what he said, but I heard what he said in his closing. And what I say to that, I said it was a litmus test. I didn't say it was the case study. I say it's a litmus test, and we all need to help and show that it works so that it can become a convincing factor to others who are skeptical.
There's a moderator.
That's what I said.
But do you hear the first part on property when I talk about the real estate property? Do you hear that part? Let me tell you. Hello. Let me tell you what I know very well.
Okay. Because we have
let me tell you what I know very well.
Yeah, let the honorable line president. We'll come back to you. We have a lot of people on the line. We need to give them.
Okay, go ahead, sir. Let me put the chance. Go ahead. That's fine.
Let when I asked why now, I was thrown aback because I know exactly what has happened. What we have today is basically some family feud that has been brought to a national debate. Nobody knows in this country who is a naturalized American, who is a dual citizen or not. There is no roster. There is no way for anybody to know. Family members who know about their relatives that have gone that way and have that level are beginning to use that as a way of denying family members of the properties that they should be inheriting. That is the crux of this matter. And I've always said to those family members, look, it's not fair for you to know something about your family member, and because you want to be mean and ugly, so when that person come back home, you raise these kind of issues. I can say this to you. All of those persons coming to us for confirmation, I do not ask anybody about their nationality, whether they're dual citizen or not, except in the case of those persons who want to be generals, who are part of the paramilitary and the military institution in Liberia. Okay? Other than that, I'm taking his American style. Don't ask, don't tell. No ask, don't tell. Okay? So I understand what it is.
Yes, let's take the next call, please. Let's take the next one. Let's take the next one. We have a lot of people on the line, so let's take the next one, please. We have to go. Quarter Frederick Jaza. Is that Jazz? Frederick?
It's Frederick Jewell.
35.
Frederick Jewell.
Do you have a question or a comment? Yes,
I have
go
a
ahead,
comment. There are 2 to 3 issues the senator raised, and there are also 1 to 2 issues that Mr. Wati raised. We need to be very careful here. When you're talking about the Constitution, you pretty much need to look at it in the context in which the Constitution was written and what is the Constitution, what is the constitutional construction and interpretation. The Constitution, there's nowhere in the Constitution that says Liberian, not Liberian born Liberian citizen loses his citizenship because he naturalizes in another country. It is Section 21.1 to 21.4 of the Alien Nationality Law that says that.
That's correct.
So the Constitution has not given any room for any senator or any representative to argue that those who became citizens of the United States or Europe are not citizens because the Constitution says so. No. The violation that is occurring is the Alien Nationality Law. And so that needs to be spoken about. No Liberian citizen automatically loses his property or his right to property when he returns because he's a dual citizenship. Because he's a dual citizen, you first need to define whether or not the Constitution sanctions those people who have denaturalized or have naturalized in the country. So those Liberians who naturalize in other countries, when they return home, they remain Liberian citizens until it can be challenged and proven in court. The other thing I wanted to say, and then I will stop, the senator mentioned Ms. Cochrane's name. Ms. Cochrane is my client. I'm a lawyer in that case. It is a very wrong thing for representatives, senators, and other people who have no factual history of the case to come on the air and say, this person is an example of those who got dual citizenship. There is no fact that the senator has. He cannot say that Ms. Cochrane took away 1 cent from the Liberian government. For me, it is fun as a lawyer when I heard that the Solicitor General said is coming after the extradition of Ms. Cochrane. Do you know who the law on extradition? Do you know how does it work? If you're referring to the law that expired in 1943, you're just joking. We are here in the United States. We defend Ms. Cochrane, and we don't want that to be an example for which dual citizenship should be stopped because the senator thinks that Ms. Cochrane has stolen money.
Thank you.
No. Please. Mr. Moderator. Mr. Moderator.
Yes, go ahead, sir.
Mr. Moderator.
Go ahead, sir.
Mr. Moderator, this is extremely wrong. How can a lawyer listen to a simple statement by me and misconstrue me? I said to him, I never said that Mrs. Cochran has stolen money or did anything wrong. I never said that. I was quoting what the Solicitor General of Liberia said, and she made a pronouncement. Anybody can read her pronouncement on the website. I did not say that I didn't bring judgment on Mrs. Cochran. I said this is a test. It's a litmus test to see how we convince people. What happens, the outcome of this debate, the outcome of the case could also help us in convincing Liberians who are skeptical of what will happen in a case like this, to be able to understand and say, look at the case, and you say this was going to happen, it didn't happen this way. A lot of people will be convinced. And that's why I said, I didn't say Mrs. Cochran stole money or did anything wrong. Please, I'm very careful. I'm a respectful person. I respect people. I don't prejudge people. I never said that. And Mr. Moderator, I take you my witness. I didn't say Mr. Cochran did anything wrong. I was speaking to what the Solicitor General said. So I hope you understand, Mr. Lawyer. Does he say that?
Yes, please try to. Let's try to respect let's try to respect the airwave. And this is a public forum, so please do not misquote someone. If you are a lawyer on the phone or on the conference tonight, please try to do the right thing because we don't want any problem to come out of this program tonight. So I'm going to take the next one. The next one will come from caller 2318. Can you know where you're calling?
Yeah, I'm Alexander Walker. I'm calling from Minnesota, and thank you, Mr. Senator, for making yourself available. Honestly speaking, I was very few when I read what the paper said, and I'm very happy that you came and made yourself clear because I personally felt that if it was what you said the way it was written, that is an insult to the entire Liberian community here because we had done everything possible to keep our country going when Liberia was nowhere, when there was no government. But I would take your explanation. I think it makes sense, and I think sometimes the people take things out of quotation or out of proportion. I will start with a statement here. Mr. Senator, I know there are some Liberians who go back home and say all kind of stuff, and there are people who want dual citizenship for negative reasons of intent. But as a senator, a mature senator, I will take this time to appeal to you that you should not use that as a judgment on the whole dual citizenship process. Just how they got people in the House and Senate that will do things that are very unbecoming, and we cannot just take the one or two senators or representatives to judge the entire body. We try to look at it from an individual perspective. I don't want you taking what few ill or blockheaded people will say and you use that as a means of judging the thing. There are well-meaning Liberians who are going after this process in order for we all to benefit. And I want you to please look at it from that perspective. You said some things about litmus test and what I feel. And to speak to that, the whole process here, some of us don't expect the Liberian government or you, Senator, to get past a law today and we all become dual citizens. We all realize that there are some give and takes. There are some things where have the laws in the process. We do understand that. And to not let our brothers and sisters in Liberia be worried about someone will steal money and run to America and what have you, there are mechanisms that can be put into place that can prevent these things. For example, go back and sign extradition treaty. Improve the judicial system where the American government will be comfortable with having people come back to stand trial. Because the reason why sometimes they don't allow these things because most people don't get free and fair trial. Those are some of the reasons. And I mean, everybody will want free and fair trial. If the Liberian justice system can give that, extradition treaty in place, there is no reason for anybody to come here. They will send you back. You mentioned something about the foreign policy. What I wanted to find out from you, I know it might sound odd. Do Liberia have an actual foreign policy? And if Liberia have one, what would Liberia's foreign policy be when it comes to America and China? And the reason why I say this is there are times things try to happen in Liberia and some of us here from unconfirmed sources. It gets suppressed from my point. And because they are not the one doing it. I want to know what is Liberia's foreign policy when it comes to her development partners.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you.
Honorable?
Can I answer?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Okay. First of all, I didn't hear his name well, but he spoke very well. That's the kind of debate that we need. I appreciate when somebody explains themselves as properly as he has done, and it makes it easier. He spoke from both sides of the divide. It gives me an opportunity to represent him as the one in the diaspora, and also represent our people home who got those feelings. Right? After that is said, though I've worked with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, I've worked as ambassador at large and also worked as special envoy of Liberia. To answer that question will not be fair to the executive branch of government because the Constitution provides that the chief architect of the Liberian government foreign policy is the president of Liberia. But I can tell you there are a lot of arm twisting. Okay, a lot of arm twisting. But I think we need to carve a foreign policy. For me, I haven't seen yet a foreign policy initiative of our government. Perhaps it's there, but I've not seen it. And I hope by your question tonight, I will go after it and find one. But let me again say something before I end on this one. Look, I share on foreign relations. The Liberian Senate went on fire just a day or two ago over a statement that was attributed to the American ambassador accredited to Liberia. And the Senate wanted me to act upon it based on a newspaper article. And I said to the Liberian Senate, given my experience and given what I read in the newspapers in Liberia, I cannot act on a newspaper story. Please give me an opportunity to request a copy of the statement of the American ambassador. And when I got a copy, it was quite different from what she said. What was written in the newspaper was very, very different. And I went back to the Senate and said, you see, if you acted on this paper, you have been in error. So, of course, let's be mindful of what is written in Liberia. We got over 25 newspapers. What's the illiteracy rate? About 80%. I'm not saying that the press is illiterate. Nobody misconstrues if I get in trouble with them. I'm saying there is a robust press in Liberia. They are doing extremely well, but sometimes they go overboard as anybody who is not infallible.
Mr. Moderator?
Yes, sir. Come in, Mr. Whitty.
Yeah, before you go out, Mr. Senator, thank you very much for the response. I just want to piggyback on the question the fellow asked that we are not asking for a blanket dual citizenship, and there's a give and take. And I appreciate the Senator's new tune, and I hope that we can dialogue. Mr. Senator, in this issue, we would like to appeal to you to look at several next door neighbors that have dual citizenship, to look at the other country, Ghana and Nigeria. Those three countries that our friends they do have dual citizenship, and they do have safety net in their laws that protect the interest and security of the country. So I think in the discussion of these things, it would be my recommendation to you and your colleague is to look at those countries and see what they have done to protect themselves.
Great. Great. I take on Mr. Moderator. Can I come in?
Okay, come in, Senator.
Yeah. No. just a minute, Honorable, what you learned.
Great. I take that. I take what your suggestion is relative to that. But can I say, can we together work on article? Let's see. I have my constitution with me here, because I like to speak to what I know. Can we work on where young people who have been born of two citizenship have been asked to relinquish one because at the age of 25? That's Article 28. Can we together use this as an entry? Perhaps I can convince more people once we take the first step and say, no, it's wrong to deny somebody who has been born. They didn't ask their parents to be one Liberian and one American, or one Liberian and one Ghanaian, or one Liberian. Can we use that as our entry point? I'm not saying I want an answer now, but out of the show, we can find a means to talk about it.
Okay. The other thing is the center. This article is referring to the instance where one of the parents is a Liberian. We are talking about instances where two parents are Liberian and the child was born outside, or the parent changed the nationality. So this article we are referring to speaks to the instance where one is a Liberian. But what if the two are Liberian and the child was born outside? So that's what I'm saying is that our neighboring countries they have accommodated these things, because the article I'm myself looking at right now, it says where one parent is a Liberian. But Mr. Senator, just in case we have two parents are Liberian and the child was born outside, then what the situation? The court does not speak to that. So, in the dialogue and research, thank you, Mr. Senator. In the dialogue and research, we can look at other countries.
I think it's silent on it. I agree. We need to look at that, and that could be something that we can discuss. I agree.
Thank you, Mr. Senator. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Mr. Morias, go ahead.
At least we agree on something. Let's take the next one. The next one will come from 8580. Your name and where you calling from? 8580. Your last number. Caller, are you there? Okay, we're gonna skip you because whenever you are ready, just let us know. We're gonna go to quarter 7786. 7786. Your name and where you calling from?
Yes, this is Dr. Kula calling from Atlanta, Georgia. Mr. Morias, my question to you is that have you all had any committees to study the issues in detail, like the other caller said, in terms of doing a comparative study and bringing to bear all the pros and cons, and then, getting a committee to make a decision as to how we're going to move forward? Have you guys done that?
The answer is yes. The answer is yes. We have a committee on judiciary and foreign affairs that initiated the debate, and that was why we were at the university. We opened this debate to the Liberian people. We need to also now thereafter invite constitutional lawyers who will look at the document holistically and introduce that. He just introduced something that I didn't actually look at carefully. And let's see how we can discuss all of this. This is something to discuss. And every time we discuss it, we'll find new reasons why it is important to continue to have this debate, because we will know more than we thought we knew before. All right? And so I welcome the debate. Void of names calling, and the other guy, he come here, he called me a general, and I think that was to provoke me, which I refuse to accept. And let's go about doing something. Look, I went to the website the other day. Somebody had a lot of things to say. Just because I say, hey man, come on, I'm protecting my constitution. That's your constitution too. We all see it from different angles, and we have to marry the two. How you see it, how I see it, we have to marry the two. We have to gel it for the benefit of our children and children to come. So yes, there's certain things that we haven't seen, and we need to discuss it, and it must be done by convincing me, so that I can I can be fully equipped to convince others. That's the process. Once I'm convinced,
what you saying to me, I'm taking notes. The next time I meet in a gathering, I say exactly what you say to me and listen to people. Perhaps they will say, no, I think this other way. And let's continue the debate until we find a soft landing on it. Vote of calling names and trying to untwist anybody in this process.
Ladies and gentlemen, of those who just joining us, this is the Honorable Senator and Chairperson of Foreign Relations, Honorable H. Dan Morias from Maryland County, and we are discussing dual citizenship, nepotism, corruption, Nokia, TRC report, contracts, and unemployment. So, Honorable, we're going to take the next one. The next one will come from 2582. Your name and where you calling from?
Hi, my name is Decamo Rex, calling from the Daisy, Maryland area. The Honorable, I'm just going to make this case for a couple of guys that I know personally from Maryland, roughly about 10 of them. And these people that I'm talking about, these guys are lawyers, these guys are engineers, and the list goes on. They all got minimum master's degree, terminal degree. Okay, I'll just end right there. Some of these guys came directly from Maryland, from Taboo area into San Pedro, and then on to America. They came as refugees. And they are so successful, and even I was talking to one of them. He's a pilot and a trainer, and he was like, the day I returned to Maryland, I could open my simulator program and be able to train people how to fly planes. And the doctor said, you know what, I'll open my medical stuff and perform surgery, have a little good clinic in Taboo. And then the civil engineers that will make sure there are good bridges, and the architects that will make sure I'll be the first one to put skyscraper in Maryland. And I know right now your economy is deplorable. The infrastructure, poor. And the guys that are in America living good lives. Okay? So why can't we go to your Senate and make the case for the people? Just forget about the entire country. Just think about the people from Maryland that went across the border into neighboring country, Cote d'Ivoire, Taboo, and came to America. You guys have acquired all this education, all these skills. They want to go back to the village. They use the Maryland. These guys are not city boys. Unlike me, they are not city guys. And they want to come back to develop your county that you represent out there in Monrovia. You're going to make the case for these guys. That's it, sir.
Thank you, caller.
Thank
that
you.
was just a comment.
Thank you. Thank you.
We'll make we should take the next one.
No, let me just say, yes, okay, I understand. I'm coming on. Yes, I understand the passion. I understand what he's just said. He has to help me to convince others. I am just one senator. I'm just one voter. All right? Though, yes, I mean, I have the where I sit, the vantage point, I can convince people. So, yes, indeed, we'll continue to share what you've just shared with us to our colleagues and to other Liberians. And perhaps we can overturn their majority and have this done. So, yes, I understand. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So at least at some point we are getting somewhere tonight. So let's take the next one, Honorable, from caller 4013. Your name and where you calling from? That's your last number. It's 4013.
Yeah. Hello. My name is Solomon Gay.
Yes.
Calling from New Jersey. And I have a question for the Senate. Honorable, I want to say howdy, Evie, and thank you for your answering stuff. And I got a question concerning the dual citizenship, which is don't you think if the dual citizenship goes through, it would be a healthy thing for our country? Because don't you think if the dual citizenship go through, it would be a healthy thing for the Liberian people and also for our country? The second is that if I have my daughter or my son in the United States, and he was born American, and he graduated from the university, and want to go and have an impact for the country. And you don't have dual citizenship. How would he feel in time to come and look at us that born 100% in Liberia and come here and have them here? Thank you, Honorable.
Go ahead, sir.
Maybe I take the next question because the answers are almost similar that I would give in this regard. So maybe I could take another question.
Okay, let's go to caller 6105. Your name and where you calling from?
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much. My name is Anthony Iram Zaize, and I'm calling from the state of Minnesota. I did not start this conference. Thank you. I did not start the conference with you, so I don't know much to say, but I'm one of those who is really against dual citizenship. Are you there?
Yes, everyone is listening to you.
Okay, good. I'm just going to make a brief comment, and I don't know which position is the senator, but I will make a brief comment and then ask my question. First of all, we got to understand what we mean when we use the word dual citizenship. Whenever anyone chooses to renounce his or her citizenship from the country of birth, what it means is you are choosing a new legal guardians. That's what it means. We all know the parable, you cannot serve two masters. You cannot. It's practically impossible. History tells us that it has never worked in any country and it will not work in Liberia. For those of you who are supporting it, I want you to really prove which country it has worked in. I know you will use Nigeria. I just spoke with one of my Nigerian friends. I lived in Nigeria before. He told me, Mr. Zeze, it's not that it works for us. No, it's not. What it did for them to get the free flow of immigration. In fact, our free flow is taking away revenue from their country because the money that you have paid to process their visa to go back to their country that they renounce, that money now is free. So I just want to make this comment. All this dual citizenship, Mr. Woody and the rest of those supporters talking about, I want to honestly tell you guys, please, for the sake of our country, let's put this aside and tackle something that is affecting our country. I love Liberia so much. What is stopping you that you can't develop the country till you become a citizen of two countries? When some of us here can serve as a missionary to other countries to just go and develop that country and come back, we are not citizens of that country. There's nothing can stop you from going to carry out development activity in Liberia. I got children here just as you have children too. If my daughter wants to be a citizen of my country, she has the right to go and renounce her citizenship from the United States of America. Then that means she's serious. What are we doing with the other guys who don't have the opportunity that we have? And that's what has been happening. What makes you think some of our leaders never hold dual citizenship? But yet the country is still poor. Statistically, and I will repeat this, people that have developed that country are people on TPS because they fear that anytime they can be deported from this country. Then if you start to take the poll, I talk to people in churches. They say, my man, I don't know my staying here. At least if I'm selling here, so why I can't develop my country? These are people that are developing the country. Followed by people on green card. Believe me or not, those of you who are citizens of this country, you're not developing the country. You just want to use this as an excuse. And it's not about the country, it's about you. Self. So, beloved.
Thank you.
Yeah, beloved. The question is, without the dual citizenship passes, will you not develop your country, Liberia? That's the question. And if a person will still develop your country, then we should stop talking about the dual citizenship. Will you not develop your country, dual citizenship don't pass?
All right, Mr. Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. We do appreciate the comment. Mr. Moderator?
Yes, go ahead.
Hello?
Okay. We have a lot of people on the line. Yes, we are here.
The very first thing is this. The Constitution of the Republic of Liberia, Chapter 4, Article 28, says that no person should be denied the right to change the citizenship or nationality. So it's a constitutional duty to do that. It's not a crime. It got nothing to do with loyalty or not loyalty. So it's not illegal. It's not that you don't love Liberia. The Constitution itself support that to change your nationality. That's one. The next thing is this, is that the laws in Liberia only grant Liberian citizens the right to own property. So if you own the land and you happen to change your nationality, there's a legal binding that you may not have that land. Today, we are not being asked. Tomorrow, we will be asked. The next thing, you talk about revenue. Just 2 days ago, I listed the requirement for dual citizenship for Nigeria and Ghana. It is not free. In fact, the country generates more money for dual citizenship because you have to apply for it. It's not given. In Nigeria, you have to apply to become a dual citizen. In Ghana, it's the same. It's not just given to you. So the country make more money from that. The next thing is you talk about revenue. Those are on TPS. I have the opposite. Those Liberians that have dual citizenship or are doing well are the ones that are bidding on railway fee highway. My last visit that I made, 3 of the other houses that I came across, they were all built by Liberians who, have their statuses all established. Now, the issue of loyalty, every time we talk about loyalty. Look, we are all loyal to that country. You don't have to be a citizen to be loyal. You can even have some dishonest citizens who are not loyal. So loyalty comes with character. It got nothing to do with your citizenship. And just to get other people a chance, we all love Liberia. The laws on the book just do not support those that choose to execute Article 28 of the Constitution. Because it's very clear in the Liberian law. And it comes to the alien and nationality law. If you change your citizenship, you automatically lose your Liberian citizenship. Therefore, you do not have the right as a Liberian. And that will interfere. Put a fear of development. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Member Weti. We have about 216 people just within an hour, so please try to condense it because we have a lot of people in the queue.
Thank you.
The Honorable does not have to, I don't know whether he wants to say something on that issue that the brother said Liberia does not need a dual citizenship.
The brother spoke with passion. I understand his passion, but we need to look at Article 28 of our Constitution, and let's see how we can accommodate Liberians who were born by providence unto 2 separate parents. This debate is healthy. It's the beginning of a long haul that will end somewhere. So yes, I respect his views, and that similar view that you expressed just a while ago is something that we hear every day here in our country. And as I said earlier, and I will say again, I represent both constituencies, yours and the one at home. And I think this gives me an opportunity to listen to everybody. I'm hearing from you tonight, and it's an opportunity. That's what I want to say.
Thank you, Honorable Dan Morias from Maryland County, Chairperson of the Senator, and then Chairperson of Foreign Relations. Honorable, we're going to take the next one. We have a lot of people on the line that keep saying this. Let's go to caller 3662. Your name and where you calling from?
My name is Joseph Johnson. I'm calling from Minnesota. I have 2 simple questions. The first question is, Liberia is considered the richest country one of the richest countries in the world, and it is also considered as the poorest as far as the poverty of its people are concerned. Now, I want to ask the Honorable Senator, where does it stand? Why is this paradox? The country is very rich. The population is very sparse, about 3 million, and it's very rich, and the people are very poor.
Okay, let's take one question for you. We have a lot of people. Yes. Can we just take one, and then maybe we can come back to you? We have a lot of people on the line, sir. Mr. Caller Johnson?
Yes.
Can we just take one question for you? We have a lot of people on the line, and the Honorable is going to be with us just for 2 hours.
Yes, sir.
So we want to make sure we get everyone in. Honorable, go ahead, sir. You want to elaborate? You want to say something on that question?
If I attempt that question, I will spend about 30 minutes. What I would like to say today to the old man is that I make laws, I legislate laws. That question is for the executive branch of government that should be handling that. I want to refrain from discussing that because it's very lengthy. He spoke relatively, and if I were to speak relatively, it would take a longer time in getting that answer. I don't know where the question is going to. I know which topic it finds itself, whether on the dual citizenship or on a corruption or what. But on the dual citizenship discourse, that question doesn't fit. So I want to refrain from answering.
Okay, we're going to go to the next one. The next one will come from caller 0853. Where you go?
Thank you very much.
0853.
Hello? Yeah, thanks, Mr. Moderator.
Yes,
yeah, I'm sorry that I got a little bit of cold. Thanks for the forum. And I want to thank our guests. I understand the forum is restricted to dual citizenship. And I highly appreciate that. At least we can concentrate on discussing something. But just before I go, we have to start loving each other as Liberians and start hating each other. It's helping us. It's not helping us. I feel we feel more foreigners and love them even more than we love ourselves. It's all indicative of the kind of argument I hear some of our brothers putting out there. And you say guys who are pushing for dual citizenship like me, personally, don't have interest in Liberia. That we have abandoned our citizenship. For my question to you guys out there, let's relax and think twice. Some of you guys have abandoned your residency in Liberia and came and sought for green card over here, and you're here living indefinitely. And some of our brothers out here today who are pushing against dual citizenship are the same guys who are praying and pleading for their brothers to have an extension of the TPS. You guys are not nationalists. You guys have to question your loyalty to your country. And we have to be careful how we talk because emotion will sometimes set in. Guys who want to go back to Liberia today got passion and love for that country. Some of the guys are professional guys that our country needs. You sit down today, you are paying guys from Ghana as expatriates, Nigeria. That should be a shame looking at the history of our country. And a guy said, you're going to mention Nigeria? Yes. I haven't heard anything smoking from the Nigerian dual citizenship thing. Besides Nigeria, the other countries are prospering, and it's just fine. But look, we should be talking about immigration reform in our country. That should be our concern. You guys who are against the dual citizenship, because look at the proliferation of borders and things. Look at the money. You don't even know who the citizens are. Peter Tama, Joseph Zuboy, some guy from Maryland, some guy from Grand Gile, All our brothers are saying, you hear that country names, they won't go back home and you have problems. So all I'm saying is, look, let's check ourselves. If you get people from here today as a citizen, they're not going to say to Ivory Coast, they're going to go back to Liberia. And that's why these guys want to make sure that land. I know most of the guys who got citizenship are not criminals out here. So let's review these things. When you talk about loyalty, how you develop your country. I can't stay here and develop a country. Look, I just got a degree in engineering, maritime or engineering. I'm doing maritime security or technology. You don't have those kind of guys from Liberia. I'm not bragging anyway. Do you want me to sit here? Will you not even protecting your border? Will you put smuggling in your country? Will you got no detective kind of synergy in your country? Who you got to do it? And one thing I want to say again, sorry, my brothers and things, not all you guys. So all you guys who don't want to do citizenship in Liberia, I know guys who you guys want to stay right here, got nothing to contribute in Liberia. Secondly, you got nothing to contribute. Thank you.
Thank you, caller. That was just a comment. We have a lot of people on the line, so we're going to go to James. Let's see. James, we have a question or a comment?
Yeah, Mr. Moderator.
James, are you there?
Yeah, this is James Lawson. Are you hearing me?
Yeah, James. Yes, we can hear you, but I think your phone is on speaker. Can you take it off the speaker?
Yeah, it's off now.
Are you there?
Clearer? Is it clearer?
Yes.
Now?
Yes, we can hear you. Yes.
Well, I want to.
We can hear you.
Yeah, I want to say good evening to the senator and to introduce myself. I'm James Lawson Jr., calling from the state of Maryland. And by the way, I would like to also let you know, and also the other listeners, that I'm a former democratically elected member of the Liberian legislature and currently the chairman of the National Board of Directors of ULA. Now, recently, many Liberians and probably others may have taken strong exception to your statement, Mr. Senator, on dual citizenship. And from our end, we quite reason with much of the sentiment expressed, mainly with reference to the framing of your statement. But Mr. Senator, I'm calling because I want to let you know that outside of that, there is an interpretation, or there can be various interpretations of your statement, which we see as on point and on message, and for which we see reason to work with you in your office in pursuing the goal of making sure that whatever interest of Liberians is being pursued in Liberia is consistent with the general aspiration of Liberians in the diaspora. And so, because of that, we will be sending delegation. In fact, efforts have already started being made to contact others of your colleagues so that eventually we will then emerge in your office to begin to dialogue on how the issue of a genuine dual citizenship campaign can be pursued. And this statement is made against the background of the division and acrimony among Liberians in the diaspora, the continuous fighting and division and litigation among various Liberians and Liberian communities, mainly precipitated by the very institution with which you are dealing that has into two. One is ULAK and one is the legitimate ULA. And I don't know whether you know, Mr. Senator, that the group with which you've been dealing, or at least that has been in the public limelight, is just a faction of the collective Liberian diaspora in the U.S. And so I wanted to make that clear to you, that there is a very serious voice of Liberians present on the ground here in the diaspora that certainly genuinely disagrees with the motivations, the intentions inherent in the current campaign as being pursued, and certainly we want your office to remain keen on your original message in opposition to what is the current dual citizenship campaign in its current form. Is not authentic. It doesn't represent Liberians. It is motivated by self-serving interests and aspirations of a handful of individuals. And so while we know that Liberians are certainly entitled to their rights, constitutional rights, and of course, as evidenced by your own question, that wasn't answered when you posed the question of whether there has been any evidence or incident where a given Liberian has any harm or injury from being denied. There was no answer to that. We certainly don't think that that is the only reason, but at least that is an indication of some of the ulterior motives that might be embedded in this campaign. We want you and others to be guided by that, and to know that we Liberians are certainly entitled to dual citizenship, but it has to be pursued by genuine Liberians who have track records and integrity to pursue the campaign. And so I want to say thank you for coming on. You've certainly expressed yourself quite sufficiently as a competent senator, and we look forward to working with you. Now, my question is, I'm going to go on the internet and get your address, and we'll have our representative on the ground to contact you. But I just hope that, Mr. Senator, you don't get distracted because of what may appear as if there is a widespread public outcry against a statement. That was the views of just a minority group of Liberians. It doesn't represent the majority of us, and we are divided here, and we are intent on making sure that the crisis among us here cannot be so big for us that it should not be resolved before even undertaking such a grandiose idea such as dual citizenship by a handful of individuals who don't believe in reconciliation, even as the President of the Republic of Liberia has always advised us, counseled us to work together and move forward. So my question to you is, Mr. Senator, are you aware of the current prevailing situation? Do you know that we have a split here? Do you know that the group with which you're dealing has questionable legitimacy questions surrounding itself? Thank you.
Thank you. Go ahead, sir.
My word. No, this is my word. But let me say this out there, okay? Like in any organization, anywhere around the world, you will have these kind of differences. But as you rightfully put it, my office will be open to you, to all Liberians. We must find a solution to this problem. However we feel, okay? I was very clear in some of my initial statements, and I made those statements in the context of the arrogance that I heard from certain Liberians. Now I'm beginning to hear that there are Liberians who are prepared to dialogue on the issue, the ones that came, and you who have just spoken. We need to find a common ground. We need to find a soft landing. Liberians who are legitimately Liberians by birth and must not be denied the opportunity to be Liberians and be something else. I pray that you can put your house in order and come down to Liberia. Both of you, the ones that came earlier, and you spoke to me. I honestly, I didn't know you were that divided until I started to hear other dissenting views. But I still maintain this. There is a need for us to dialogue on this issue. And that's why I love the name Liberia Destiny Debaters. This is our destiny we are debating. It may not work during our period. It may not work when we are alive, but it will work for our children if we do it right. So it's our opportunity that we have now. And as I always like to say, today we have denied our fathers of the pension. Today in the villages and towns, the things that people depended on to be respected are men and women. Their cattle were all destroyed during this war. Because of that, they have sold their integrity. We must give back to them those things that are necessary for their survival. Moreover, if we're not careful, we may go down the same route. We may not be able to have a pension for ourselves. We may not rest in peace in our country. We need to come together. We need to debate all of the issues. No matter how difficult it is, we need to debate it. I prefer dialogue than to boom, blah, blah, than to boom, boom, okay? We've come so far in our country's history. Where we've come from, we can't afford to go back. All of you are needed in this country, and all of us that are living here, we need you too. You should respect that. You respect both divide. As I said initially, right now in this country, in Liberia, those who are opposed to dual citizenship, they are in majority because they don't have the information. It is your responsibility to help us inform them so we can give it a second thought. As I said to you don't let any legislator fool you that this issue can just be done in some committee room. It can't be done in a committee room. This issue has
constitutional implications. So it's better to prepare ourselves for a referendum where our people will make the decision instead of those of us who are politicians here deciding what is right for our country. And in most cases, we do not even know what's right for our country. We've been blinded by greed and other vices. So yes, indeed, I did not know you were deeply split down the line, but I think it's a healthy exercise. People disagree to agree, and I'm sure that you people will agree somehow, some way, so that we can continue this dialogue in a peaceful manner. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Dan Morias, Senator and Chairperson of the Foreign Relations. Honorable, we know that we asked you for 2 hours, but we have a lot of people on the line, so I don't know whether you would like to extend your time. Wetty, do you like to say something to the brother who is saying that?
Yes, Emmanuel Wetty, our focus right now is to work toward the dual citizenship issue, and like the senator mentioned, there are a lot of differences, and people have the opinion to what they say. I'm not going to take the senator time to dwell on that. Or we asked the senator to address the issue of dual citizenship and how we all can work together. I think, Mr. Senator, I will admit that when we started first, it was rough, but I can see that we all come into one understanding and one dialogue. We have a very good tune. So I think we should keep it like that. Those that have the opposite view, that's great. That's what democracy is all about. That's the process. We can't force them. The senator mentioned we keep dialoguing, we keep talking, and at the end of the day, we're going to have a common ground. So we got no problem with that. That's a part of the process.
Thank you. We're going to take the next one. The next one will come through. We'd like to say thank you, Honorable the Senator from Maryland, for that compliment about Liberal Destiny debaters. Our next question will come from caller 1123. Your name and where you calling from?
Yes, sir. I'm calling from Maryland. My name is John Sunday. The whole dual citizenship campaign. The whole dual citizenship campaign couldn't have gotten a better person to represent this cause in Mr. Wetty. Listening to him, I'm really proud of what I've been hearing so far, how he has effectively rebutted a lot of the things that have been said, and where, in fact, a lot of passion would have been called for. He's been very, very calm. I listened to the senator just now, but one question that I have has to do with his appeal for those involved in this process to educate the Liberian people. But I'm wondering whether his initial statement in which he cast that sort of broad aspersion and insult on the Liberian diaspora community, does it really help the process of communicating? What responsibility does he share in making the discourse very coarse? And does he regret that particular statement?
Can I answer that?
Go to the honorable. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, you see that. There you go again. There you go again. We take 2 steps forward, somebody take a 4 step backward. I don't know whether he has been listening to me, and I gave all of you an example of the situation of the letter from the ambassador, the United States ambassador, and what was written in the newspaper in Liberia. And you judging me by one article you've read in a newspaper. Anyway, it's sad that you do that. Today you've given me an opportunity to present. That's what is due process. If the Liberian, if the organizers rather of this program did not invite me, you wouldn't have the opportunity to speak to me in that way. I've been invited here so that you can hear my side. So everything every thesis there is an antithesis. And I thought at the end of the day we can synthesize. But going back to that, and you want me to respond to that, what I've regretted, what I didn't say, or what I've been misinterpreted, I refuse to go that route. Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm through. I said I refuse to go that route. I want to keep this ship steady. Let's go forward.
Hello?
Yeah?
Hello?
I'm here. Yes,
Yeah,
hello?
what's the moderator?
I think.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We are here. Let's take our next one from this person is calling from Australia. Caller, please tell us your name. Anonymous caller. Caller, are you there? Okay, because I've been getting a lot of text messages. People are saying that I'm not taking their numbers, so just make sure you dial *61. I don't know which one is. Somebody is calling us from Australia tonight. So let's take the next one. The next one will come from caller. Man, this is a huge list here. Let's go to caller 24. That's 6054. Well, are you there?
Yes, sir. I'm here. So thank you so much for the opportunity, and thanks to the honorable senator for coming up to address the issue. Well, for me, there are a few things that I would like the senator to address. I haven't listened to him. We don't want to go back to his statement, but I don't know if he has taken into consideration there are three type of Liberians during the Civil War. One, there were one that could not leave Liberia because they didn't have the means, they didn't have the opportunity. Second, there were other people who were blessed, have family members who were already in the diaspora and had to take a decision to go to travel. And then the third one was those that were beneficiary and perpetrating the crime against the fellow Liberian. Now, we're looking at it from a humanitarian standpoint. I don't know if he had evaluated, and he also talked about there was a little study that was done on the dual citizenship. Can he tell us the pro and con? What are the benefits of people who really, took on citizenship and those that are not taking? But one thing I also want him to tell me tonight, if he can, is that when he spoke definitively that there are the more people who are developing Liberia are those that are on TPS and those that are on green card. Which for me personally, as a student of criminal justice, I would beg until he can give me the statistic and facts. I would want to tell him that when I was going to when we're doing criminal justice, in order to go to have the practical knowledge of law enforcement, and like for example, I would just give the example. One of the things that happened to me at the time.
We have a lot of people calling from outside the country. They are not calling from America. We have people calling from Australia, from Canada, from Africa.
I'm coming in, sir. I will just break right here. Does he take into consideration that there are some Liberians who cannot get citizenship because they have committed some a crime? Does he know that also, for which they are stuck? It's not because of loyalty? Thank you.
Well, thank you. I don't think that question is mine, look, Mr. Moderator, please tell my brothers and friends in the United States to stop trying to lecture me. This is a debate. And when you start telling me what you learn in criminal justice, that's a waste of time. Let's debate this issue. Can we find a way to resolve this problem? Whenever you go into this long lecture, you take this thing. What do I want to know about? But if he asks me why Liberians are skeptical of putting down the barrier, I can answer that question because
my question. You spoke definitive. So you spoke definitively what you said. The people who are developing Liberia more who are on TPS.
You're wrong.
No, you did.
You're wrong.
You're wrong.
Where were you when I spoke?
This is Wetty. My friend,
you're wrong. I never used TPS or what other thing.
The senator did not say that. It was a guy from Minnesota that said it. The senator, he never said anything about TPS. It was a fellow from Minnesota that made that analysis. The senator, he never said anything about TPS. He never said that. It was a guy from Minnesota that said that. So just for the correction, Mr. Senator, maybe it was just a misunderstanding. But yes, the senator didn't say that. It was a guy from Minnesota that made that announcement. That comment.
Senator, we're gonna take our next call from Australia. Caller.
Hello.
Yes. Hello.
Finally, I got through. Thank you.
Where are you calling from again? I know you're calling from Australia. What about Australia?
I've been waiting. I've been up since 4 a.m. and got this email and was so excited to join the call. And I've been waiting and waiting and waiting, but just never was lucky enough to be selected. Thank you. Thank you very much. My name is Veronica, and I'm based in Canada, but I'm studying at Australian National University in Canberra. And actually, I was part of the EFLA when I worked in school in England and Switzerland. So I have been following this debate for quite a while and kind of really, really concerned. I've been listening to everybody, and I think I don't know much of the details because I came in when the senator had already spoken. So, but I think I got a feel of what, the debates and the argument and everything that is going on. And in addition to what a lot of people have already said, I just wanted to send out my personal voice out there. First of all, I noticed that most of the people that are speaking are mostly men. And being a woman and being a feminist, I'm sorry for those who don't accept feminism, but it is important that we have to realize that in order for us to get this citizenship agenda going, there needs to be equal voices from both women and men, and not just from Liberians in the U.S., but from Liberians every part of the world. So I don't want to be like others because I think some people are really hard in the debate, and that's why we are waiting so long. My issue here is that I want to pass on to the senator is, first of all, being born in Liberia to both Liberian parents, I find it a little bit traumatic and very disturbing that I will leave my country under the very difficult and traumatic situation that is when at least I experienced 3 years of the war, lived as a refugee for 9 years, and then before immigrating to Canada on a refugee program where Liberia was obviously never present anywhere in my life in terms of my protection as a citizen of the country, but I have been able to go through all these terrible experiences as a displaced person, as a refugee, and as a single immigrant to Canada, and have acquired a fair bit of education that was given to me not by Liberia. And so I find it very painful and traumatic that the only identity that I've come to associate with, despite whatever has happened after the war, is somehow at risk and is going to be taken away from me, even at the expense of going back home, where a country hasn't done literally nothing for me except that my parents are from there. Going back home, I've gone back with my PhD research. I'm coming back again in November to continue my research on gender violence against women and the rule of law. And yet, I'm not given the opportunity to hold on to this very special identity. It is not about anything else but for my personal identity, to identify as a Liberian and to identify as a Black African woman. I feel like when the dual citizenship act or law is not allowing Liberians like myself to be able to master both citizenship, there is a rip. It is almost like a divorce. It is, I guess it's indelible for me. I don't know about other people. And the reality is I do really have my country at heart. Being born very poor and just go back to Liberia all the time and see the suffering and struggles of young children, I feel the need to return something to this country that has literally given me nothing. And so I find it very disgusting that people will assume that all of us want to go back and acquire and extract without necessarily giving individuals the opportunity to assess their file, that is using fair trial and due process of law to ensure that people who wish to have those kind of opportunities to do a citizenship are assessed on a case-by-case basis rather than a blanket decision. So that's it. Sorry.
Thank you very much for joining us from Canada tonight. And please make your name, your number available to us by dialing the number so that we can send you a text whenever we come on. Thank you very much for that comment. Honorable?
Yes, thank you.
Would you like to add something to that?
Let me Yes, let me thank her for the passion. But let me say, Liberia has given her something, and Liberia has given her birth. If nothing else, Liberia has given you is your birth, and it's something that you can hold on to. Mr. Moderator, I need an apology from the man who accused me of something I didn't do. You see, that is the kind of thing. People come to this thing with a mindset. So you don't even hear what I have said. Somebody else says something, you get down my toe and say, yes, you said that definitively. Come on. He needs to apologize to me. And all those who've been reading all those things in the newspaper, that's an example of what has happened to me. And this is something, Mr. Moderator, this is Liberia Destiny debate, which is important for all of us. But whenever people come to discuss or come to debate, and they come with this kind of hardliner, you want to entrench me. Today I'm speaking as quietly as possible because I'm being gradually convinced why it is necessary for us to marry all of what I'm hearing. Then you have another guy just coming out there and trying to provoke me. It's not fair. I hope it doesn't happen again, because if it happens, I will have to respond. I have to respond to that too.
No, we're not going to allow that. Please, the senator is not here to take personal. We don't accept personal attacks or anything, threats or anything like that in this program. So please try to let us discuss issues that can move this country forward. Let's forget about attacking one another. Please continue to announce this. We have a lot of people on the line, Senator, and I apologize for that, for anyone trying to attack you. We're going to take the next one.
For something I didn't say.
Mr. Moderator. Mr. Moderator.
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, Mr. Senator, I think we, in my capacity as chair of the movement or All American Conference, I did mention for the record that you are not the one that said that. I made that correction. So I hope you understand that we ourselves understand what happened. So I just want you to be aware that I was on record by saying that you are not the author of that statement.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's okay. Let's proceed.
Yes. Okay. Thank you, sir. The senator from Australia is still with us. So from Canada. Let's go to caller. This is a tough thing to do. Let's go to caller. Let's take caller 5199. Your name and where you calling from? 5199.
Oh, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Yes, I'm calling from New Jersey.
Yes, we are here. The senator is listening.
Yes, hold on a second, please. I'm calling from New Jersey, and my name is Henry Coleman. And a friend of mine informed me of this forum. First, I would like to congratulate the senator and the members of this forum, including Mr. Wetty. I'm from New Jersey, and I was born in a county in Maryland after coming to the United States. After listening to the senator and his response to comment statements that were made from articles that were printed in the newspaper, I've come to accept and appreciate his response that somehow we need a forum, a soft landing. We must find some medium to address the dual citizenship situation, because you do have a lot of Liberians that are professional in their areas and are willing to go home. I love my country, and I believe everyone who's come on this forum, if they didn't love Liberia, wouldn't be on this forum. They wouldn't be calling. And I just want to thank you all. And I came in to address it based on what I've read and heard. But after listening to what has been stated on so far, I'm impressed, and I feel that strongly that there will be some resolution that will be acceptable to both our parties. And I just want to thank you all.
Thank you, caller. We have our next call. There are a lot of people calling from other states tonight, not from the U.S., so the next person is calling from Australia. We await her to dial a number here because she just keep calling my cell phone here. So we're going to take the next one, but as soon as she comes on, we'll break and then go to her place. The person that is calling from Australia will have to take that call because the time factor. So let's take this call. Let's go to caller. Okay, I think she's back on the line. Okay, let's take caller. That's 2919. Well, that was James. Let's see. 2696.
Yes. How you doing, sir?
2696. Yes. Go ahead.
First of all, I just want to tell everyone thank you for taking the time to come and discuss this very, very important matter as it relates to all of us Liberians, former Liberians, whatever the case might be. My name is Sekou Keita. I'm a former player of the Liberian national team, Lone Star, and currently a citizen of the U.S. First of all, I wore the colors of Liberia proudly, having fled Liberia during the Civil War as a refugee, coming to the U.S., and then residing in New York, and then fighting my way back to serve Liberia, so I played for the national team. Having said that, it hurts to know that individuals whom I've personally helped, whether it's through MoneyGram.
Okay. It's your number from Australia? Honorable, please, let's take the, Sekou, please permit me to take this call from Australia, please. The person is up late, so please, let me take the Australia call, then I'll come to you back. I apologize to you. Oh, she just left the line again. Okay, let's go by the Sekou. Sekou, I apologize.
Okay, so I'm
Go ahead,
back.
finish your thought.
Okay, having said that, it hurts to know that individuals whom I personally help support, whether it's through MoneyGram, Western Union, or going to protests and marches in the U.S., fighting for the end of the war in Liberia and giving other Liberians a status, a chance to stay and work productively, to send money back home, to help support their families and help in the economy or recovery of Liberia. The issue of the dual citizenship stems from three sources, I would say. First is ignorance on the part of the masses who oppose this dual citizenship. Secondly, government officials who want to use the case of the young lady from RIA as a litmus test to say, oh, you see, we can't really trust people who have dual citizenship or people who have citizenship from the U.S. or other diasporas, whatever the case might be. Three, pretty much this sums it all. It's from the generalization of the dual citizenship. We must learn how to separate the various degrees of citizenship and to properly address or label them. Rules must be established to distinguish these. With that being said, I'm a football fan, and all I do is watch soccer all day. So I'm going to end this with an example, with an open-ended question. Let's say Lionel Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo were born of Liberian parents in Portugal and Argentina, whatever the case might be. Would the Liberian population, as it stands today, knowing our constitution doesn't support dual citizenship, would we allow Lionel Messi or Cristiano Ronaldo to represent Liberia if they refuse if they refuse their previous citizenship of birth? That's the end of my part of discussion.
Hello?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes.
Yeah. Mr. Moderator, go ahead.
Hello? Mr. Moderator?
Hello, Mr. Moderator? Mr. Moderator? Mr. Senator?
Yes, I'm here.
Hello? Okay, Mr. Senator. Okay, good.
Yes,
Hello? Yes.
But
Yes.
please
I'm
let
very
me.
sorry that a lot of people are calling
Hello.
the conference. Yeah, a lot of people are not calling this number. Yes, we are here.
Yep, Mr. Moderator, go ahead. The senator is still on.
Please. Yeah, as a moderator, please let me say something. Sometimes I go off myself here because we have poor reception in Liberia tonight.
Yes.
But let me say this to Sekou. Sekou, you've been grandstanding. And those are the kind of statements that when you make, either one, the people are ignorant. Other Liberians are listening to this conversation tonight. Tomorrow morning, if they put it in the paper that the campaigners for dual citizenship say the people in Liberia are ignorant, you know what it means? We got to control our emotion. I mean, if we got some kind of education and we want to exhibit it, this is not the place. We are debating a very, very, very serious issue. And let us not use this opportunity to show off, showcase ourselves. Or as I will come with a lot of jargons, I can say a lot of things. But I understand the passion that all of us have for our country, and we must develop it. So I beg you, gentlemen, let's stop this grandstanding. Let's stop this lecturing. Let's go down to the issues. Let's go to the Constitution. Let's go to the laws that we have, and let's see how we can soften it to deal with the current situation we have in our country. I'll be on the line with you tonight. I'm not going to leave until most people have exhausted their calls.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. The place try to discuss issues. Let's discuss issues and stop personal attacks. We just really don't appreciate people coming here to attack people. Attacking someone personally, those things, they do not help. They will not help. We did this for 14 years. It did not help us. We had to go to Ghana to bring peace to Liberia. Why we continue to do these things? Liberia Destiny Debaters is not a place for personal attacks. It's not the place for threats. Please. I apologize to you people. Please.
Okay. Mr. Moderator.
How you think, what we can do to move this country forward. Go ahead, Wesley.
I'm kind of...
Wait just a minute. Let me see whether this girl is... there's a caller from... The anonymous caller is from Australia. Caller? Are you there? We have... she keeps calling my cell phone, but then... Go ahead.
Okay.
Anonymous caller, are you the one from Australia? Okay, go ahead, Wati.
Yeah, Mr. Senator, again, we that champion the case, we do appreciate your tone of voice, that issue of dialoguing and listening to what people have to say. And there was one statement that you made. I want to really mark you and tell you thanks for that. That you strongly believe that one of these days we'll come to a crossroad where we're going to have a solution to this thing. And I think that statement alone is very meaningful to us, and it means a lot. So, I want to say that the issue of dual citizenship is sensitive, and sometimes people get emotional. But even I myself, I've been accused, I've been insulted. I'm a thing. So, I just want to, ask you that, this is just part of the debate. I mean, but I know it's not appropriate for people to do this thing. But I just want, on behalf of our group, we just want to ask you to please, understand what's going on. And I don't think it's a representation of what the movement, or what the group is actually doing. But please let everybody, understand. I've been insulted a lot of time on the same issue. This issue is very emotional, and people, people just go off here. But our group and our movement, we are within the confirm of the law, and we want to talk to you and relate to you that, our team is looking at repeating the alien and nationality law, and to see how we all work together and accommodate each other concern. And one day, this issue can be resolved, and every Liberian can participate in the full development of the country.
Let's take this call. Caller
Thank
0590. 0590. Caller, are you there? 0590. Okay, we're going to take the next one. Next one will come from caller 5199.
Yes,
59.
How you doing?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes, we are doing good. Yes,
Okay.
How are you?
Yes, I'm good. I was just on earlier, and I still just want to say I want to commend you all because the issue being addressed is a very sensitive issue. And the fact that there's possible grounds for bringing this to mutual understanding is one for us to be appreciated of. And we want to thank you and hope that somehow it does come to fruition. Thank you.
Thank you. We take the next one. The next one will come from caller. Let's go to caller 9232. 9232. Caller, are you there? Okay, let's go to caller Johnson. That's 3422.
Hello?
3422, yes.
Yeah, this is Alfred Johnson. Hello?
Welcome to the show. Yes, we are listening.
Oh, all right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for the opportunity to speak on the Library and Destiny Forum. And I'd like to also express my thanks and appreciation to the Senator Dan Morias from the communication I received. He's the one online. He's the one on the phone from Liberia. I'd like to extend my thanks and appreciation to him for taking time out of his busy schedule to address issues of national concern. Not to bore you guys with pageantries, I would like to go into my issues and the issue I would like for the senator to address. And I understand you guys are tonight discussing an array of issues ranging from dual citizenship to NUCA and unemployment and youth empowerment and in between and other issues in between. First, I would like to first deal with the issue of dual citizenship as it relates to Liberians who managed to escape the war and coming here and acquiring citizenship of other nations and in the Americas and Europe and other parts of Africa. Now, I know it has been the notion in Liberia, and I agree with the senator that if we want to approach the debate, we must approach it with a sense of understanding and some level of sensitivity as it relates to the legitimate concerns of our people back home. Because while we agree that some people are approaching the debate out of mere fear, and there are some people back home obviously are afraid of dual citizenship because of self-interest and the fact that they feel they will not be able to compete. It's also true that our people who oppose, there are some people who oppose it based on genuine concern, given the history of our nation and some of the things that have happened where people of the upper class. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Yes, yes, sir. We are listening.
Yeah, where people of the upper class have marginalized people. So we might approach the debate with a level of sensitivity and some balance as it relates to our people back home. Now, with that said, I understand the senator is on the foreign what is the Foreign Relations Committee, what is the functional equivalent of that. I want to know what is the status of the dual citizenship debate now? Is it something that is a discussion about? Are we having a discussion that is geared towards making the sausage making, or we are having a discussion about making the sausage in the first place? And what do I mean? Are we having a discussion about what to include in dual citizenship, or are we having a discussion whether to even begin discussing dual citizenship? That's the first thing. And the second thing I want to talk about, and the second question I'd like to ask.
Can we just take that for now? Please, let's take that. We have a lot of people on the line here.
Okay, not a problem. Thank you very much. I'll just
yes. Thank you. Thank you. Let's go. Go ahead, sir. Weti, you want to go first?
Yes, I want to go first.
Yes.
At this point, to the best of our knowledge, the bill on dual citizenship is in the committee room, is in the Senate Judiciary Committee, and that's why we were in Liberia for 2 weeks to have town hall meeting, and the committee will be making a report to put it, to introduce it to the full Senate. So at this point, what I do know officially is that the Senate Judiciary Committee is debating the issue in committee room. So it is in the committee room, and sooner or later we hope that they will make a decision to put it on the floor. So that's where it is now as we speak right now.
Yeah. Right. Can I add something there? It is indeed there. It is indeed in the committee room. I've seen. It's indeed in the committee room. I've seen a draft copy of the report that they are supposed to submit to plenary for discussion. The sticky question we've had now is where will this exercise lead us? Can the Liberian Senate act in the absence of a referendum? That is the debate, because we've already seen the report. The report is in affirmative. I can tell you that for free, though I shouldn't be saying that, but I can tell you that it's in affirmative. But the problem here that we having is that people are still not ready to discuss this issue as holistically as possible. That's where we are. But I think most Liberians are still waiting to debate the issue as we have it. Though it's still in the committee room, we've seen the draft copy of it. It's still being debated in other circles. But I want to think that in the shortest possible time, we'll be able to present a holistic and comprehensive case with respect to the dual citizenship.
Thank you, sir. We're going to take our next call from Europe. That's 1727. Your name and where you calling from?
Good afternoon. I'm Emily Erskine. I'm calling from France. I'm a member of the European Federation of Liberian Associations. And I would first of all like to begin by expressing my thanks to Liberia Destiny debaters, to Mr. Emmanuel Wetty, who I do not know, and last but not least, to Honorable Dan Morias. I would like to express on a personal note that it's an honor for me to acknowledge the Senator's great sense of humility by coming to meet us face to face, his sense of support to both sides, as he has clearly stated, to both the domestic and international sides of the issue, and then his sense of leadership and open-mindedness. Now, my question here is that we have 4 categories of Liberians who are at stake. We have the category of Liberians who were born in Liberia and denounced their nationalities because they had to. And we have the category of Liberians who have foreign nationalities and did not have to deny their Liberian nationalities. So they are dual citizens by virtue of the laws of the countries in which they reside. And then we have the case of Liberians who were born to 2 Liberian parents, and we have the case of Liberians who were born to 1 Liberian parent and 1 foreign parent. So for me, my question here is that we have addressed 3 of these cases in this debate, but we have not addressed the case whereby you have a Liberian who is residing, who is a national, who is Liberian by birth and is a national of a country that did not subject him to renounce his Liberian nationality. So he holds those 2 nationalities today. So I would like to suggest to His Honorable to include this 4th category among the 3, among all of the categories of Liberians that are at stake today. And if I will have to end, I would like to say that most of the issues that I have to express have been expressed personally, and I'm really pleading that I hope we'll get to a positive issue, both from we'll be able to convince Liberians who are in Liberia who are right to doubt us. It is their right to doubt us because you cannot just accept anything, which Africa in general has always done. Africa has always accepted things without studying them. So I hope that the Liberian community will be convinced that we in the diaspora have very positive intentions to be dual nationals and to remain Liberians as we were born Liberians, and we are still Liberians. So this is my plea to his honorable senator, and thank all of you for your attention, and thank you for your support. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for being patient with us. We have a lot of people on the line, and we have problem identifying your number from Europe. So, Honorable, go ahead, sir.
Yes, thank you. I think we are heading somewhere. We've been able to the first distraction where we had ULA K versus ULA Original. We've come to the point where now we can narrow this discussion and introduce new variables that will help us our dialogue better. I think this is a healthy exercise. I mean, and I will not be provoked by others who have come to this debate with just that intention to get this exercise not going. Somebody gets vexed and then we say we're not discussing. I think that person has failed, or those persons have failed. What we get into is that now we are jailing some of the issues. You're raising issues that are not rating between the prints. If we didn't have this dialogue, we would not see some of those questions that you've asked between the black and white lines. Now you've asking those questions. We're trying to find solution to those questions, and that's exactly what we're doing tonight. I'm of the opinion that the majority of Liberians listening to us tonight and participating in the process have wanted to participate in this process for a very long time, but because the opportunity hasn't been given to Liberians, we'll be able to do that. Now we have the opportunity to do it. Let's do it honorably and honestly. I think with what our sister just said, that she has been able to categorize Liberians into foreign nationals, into the rest of it. I think we're doing something. I'm very passionate about one or two other articles in here, but as a legislator, I don't think I should be throwing spanner in the work. I think we can dialogue. We'll continue to dialogue. We're definitely going to find some answer to some of the questions that we cannot find answers for. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable. We have a lot of people on the line. We have close to 400 right now, so that's a lot of work that we have to do. So we're going to have to take the next one again. The next one will come from, let's go to this caller. Caller keeps coming back. Let's go to 2582.
This is Rick again. I just want to say thanks to the honorable man for taking on his time and being very polite and soft on the phone. My appeal to the honorable man is that, I mean, I really want him to be a champion of this cause to make sure that people can regain the citizenship back in Liberia, so that his name can go down in history, like how you see in America. You hear Mike King Fango Bill. So let's be able to hear something of Morias and some other bill. I know the Senator Pro Tem said he strongly believes that a person who was a Liberian, who is a Liberian, will always be a Liberian. So that's another person you could probably get on your bandwagon. And I think there are one or two other persons we had on the conference call who supported the idea. So roughly about 3 persons. So if you can just build that consensus with your colleagues, I think we'll be going somewhere. If you want to take it out to a referendum, if you can push it that way, I think Mr. Wetty and the other people who's on the committee will be able to campaign the counties and see how best the people can get out to vote. So we just need you to do your part. This is our appeal, because you are the man right now. There's nobody else we can talk to. You are the man. So I strongly believe you can help us. So that's all I got to say, sir. Thank you.
And Mr. Moderator.
Thank you. Yes.
Mr. Moderator.
Go ahead.
Hello?
Wetty. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Yes, we are here.
Just to add to what the fellow said, we all are appealing to you. And again, not to waste your time, we will also ask that your officers can check with Sierra Leone, Ghana, and Nigeria, and see, what they did and how they're doing what they did, and that will help you in your judgment in the whole perspective, because Sierra Leone and us are pretty much with similar culture and similar history. So I just want to add on to that, brother. Excuse me.
Yes, but hello. The debaters have my numbers. You need to send some of the information you have with respect to how it works in Sierra Leone to our mailbox so that we can be able to synchronize some of the discussion.
I'll do that.
It's very important.
I'll do that, sir. I'll do that.
It's very important that we have some of the information that you have that we don't have, so that we can be able to use it. Now, one of the issues that we've been discussing over the period is this very law, alien and naturalization law, where those persons who we have given property to, as a matter of fact, those concessionaires and other individuals who we have given the right to work in Liberia. You understand? You have given them an opportunity to invest, but then you failing to give them an opportunity to hold a resident permit. I mean, I don't understand that. You were trying to champion it once upon a time.
True.
Yeah,
that's true.
You've taken the man money for him, and you've taken his money for him, and then you say he doesn't have the right to go in and out of the country. He must pay every year a work permit or other permits. I mean, those are difficult things that we've been trying to deal with.
Yeah, I just read that. You are right. You are right. That's true.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's the situation we have. And so we are working on it. Let me tell you what I proposed to my government, because, as foreign relations chair, I proposed to the government. I said, look, now you've given people 25 years concession. What do we say? In Ghana and other places, when you give 25-year concession, you give the people an opportunity to work in your country. Say you give them a green book or green card for maybe 10 years. But in our country, you say, okay, fine, you bring your money, but every year before you come in and see what your money is used for, you gotta come in, or the day I get vexed, I cut you off. So we've been discussing some of these laws. It's just that this one has come to the fore, but we've been discussing some of our laws, and we've been trying to find a way to resolve some of the I won't want to say disadvantages that we have there, but some of the contradictions that we have in the very laws that we pass. Not to say the least, some of them are very old. We need to bring them up to speed, but we should stop trying to do it by hook winking somebody or twisting the arms. We need education. Exactly what you said. Most of you have taken up the time to go to school when we were going through the civil crisis, so you're much more abreast on issues. Now, come on, let's join hands. Let's marry the two. How do we explain all of this to those persons who feel disenfranchised because they didn't go away? They stay on the ground, so they consider themselves as owners. That's part of my constituency. I must convince them. I can't hook wing them either. So let's try and do something, but not the way others are carrying. And I appreciate the fact that Witty though he wrote something and I reply but we passed that stage. I think we have some place where we the minds are meeting on some of the issues that we need to discuss. And let me say this again. I'm open to this dialogue. Stop reading only what people have written in the paper, and on the basis of that, don't give me due process and say, Morias have said this. Of course, sometimes Morias says things, but I say them in context. And until you give me the due process that I'm being given tonight, you will not understand the context in which I spoke at the time that I spoke. So I think we're heading somewhere. And let me hear the questions. I don't know how many more minutes we got, Mr. Moderator. Here, I'm getting hungry, but let me hear from my people. You have elected me, so let me hear from you.
Okay, Senator, we're going to take the next
go ahead, Moderator.
Quarter. That next one will be Samia. That's 5704. Your name and where you calling from?
My name is Samuel Sonda. I'm calling from California. And I want to say thanks to the Senator for the forum tonight and for making the clarifications, because I was one of those who read the piece, and I think I was enraged by it, but it's good that we're talking. And I have always believed that
Liberians are left from the country because of the Civil War and have taken citizenship in other countries, consideration is given for that desire to return home and be part of the development process. That consideration should be on moral grounds. And I believe it is so because even during the heat of the war, as we espouse the issue of Constitution, I know that during the Civil War, the Constitution was suspended for some other accommodations. And so if people want to use constitutional issue for Liberia who want to be part of the development process, I think there are some contradictions there. But at least they are making progress. And as we speak and talk about these things, we get to understand from where we come from. The Liberians are in the diaspora. They are more, and the Liberian government cannot even accommodate all in the jobs that they have provided. So the issue of people coming to take jobs, I think is one of the questions. I think we are agreed tonight from the disposition of the senator that we need to talk about this thing. We need to educate people because most of the time we make presentations on the basis of ignorance, and that will not help the process. So I want to thank him for that, and I hope that we can make progress as we move on.
Thank you, Cora. Cora, we're going to take the next one. The next one will come from 1232. Your name away.
My name is C. Gualo Feng, calling from Minnesota Boogie Center. I want to thank the senator for valid explanation concerning the dual citizenship. I support the senator 100%. I'm very, very happy he addressed this issue with understanding. I'm very supportive. You know, the senator make out to understand is not against the dual citizenship 100%. But what he's saying here, we should put the dual citizenship, we should highlight the dual citizenship from now. There are so many issues on the ground to deal with, which is true. It's true, 100%. Say we in the diaspora saying that we are smart, creative, productive. Okay, let's design some strategy to redeem the people from poverty, corruption, agriculture. They create all this stuff. Dual citizenship is not happening. Example there. Example in Monrovia, people living from here. Then look at the mean things that if you get in Monrovia, I left from here and went down there, I look at the road, I thought I was one way. I was in the car, I was scared. Other car was coming in front of me, I thought I was one way. These are the important things there on the ground. Why are you pursuing dual citizenship? Why going to do for the Liberian people? If we see that we're smart, we're creative, we this and that, let's find some strategy to help the people improve agriculture, improve the road condition, talk about corruption, how we do things. There are so educated people on the land listening to me. You put a country together. You see, they go all of the people just talk to the government to help to reduce the corruption. But you're not looking at all these things. People go talking, this and that. Myself and Celestine, we're not agree to it. Because we're not setting good example in our country. But every day, educated people coming. They say educated people causing trouble in our country. Example, Eddie Johnson, we were saying he educated. Charles Taylor, we say you were educated. Ara Chikuma, Amos Sawyer, what did they down there? Nothing. They just stay behind the people. They let the people be serving there. It was easy. I rest my case. All the comment I want to make. Senator, I support you 100%. Yo,
thanks. Mr. Moderator. Hello? Hello?
Pity, some of the comments don't talk about it. Let's pass it. Go to the next person.
Go ahead.
No. I'm saying the moderator has disappeared, but I mean some of the statements we don't have to.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Let's go. I agree.
I mean that's their passion. Let's go to the next caller. They also
Mr. Moderator, are you on?
Defend the issue.
I agree, Mr. Senator. I agree. Mr. Moderator, are you on? Mr.
I'm
Moderator?
on here.
Okay,
yes,
okay.
I'm on here. I'm here. Senator was speaking. Let's go to Mo.
I just got a complaint that some people say you're calling a lot of people from Minnesota. You know, they want you to call people from us. I say you are calling a lot of people from Minnesota. I know because you know the number. So I just got 2-3 texts here. So I just want to pass that on to you.
I have not taken any text today because we have more than 400 people on this.
No, I say for me, I just got a text. I got 2 to say a lot of people answer from Minnesota, but I don't want to be bothered with that. But you know what you're doing. Yeah,
I'm picking those who have question mark. If you don't have question mark, I can't pick you because that way I don't know whether you want to say something. Please dial *61.
Or *61. Okay,
yes, that's the only way I can know you want to say something.
Okay,
so let's go to Kodamo. Yes. Kodamo?
Yeah, good evening. I'm David from New Jersey. I just want to say to Senator Horatio Dan Morias, thank you for coming on the call. And we all that have been listening on the call, Senator Morias, if you can listen, there were so many topics that were sent to us through text from the Destiny Radio organization, like dual citizenship, corruption, TRC, but if you can really see, all was just based on dual citizenship. In your opening remarks, you said you did not say Liberians in the diaspora were unpatriotic, but when we read all kind of information, which you try to explain, you say, according to the newspaper, you say we are unpatriotic and you rather give citizenship to wealthy Europeans than Liberians who ran away from Liberia. What I would advise you to do as a person that you know very well from Kipama, we went to the same school, Bishop Ferguson, I would want you to go back to the newspaper and let the people know that what was being said that have been published for which Liberians in the diaspora are really against you. I won't lie to you. We are all bitter about what you said. You need to go back and clarify your statement that you did not say it that way so Liberians can know. But as you are speaking to us, there are a lot of Liberians who still, when they see you, especially people from our area, Kipamos, they are mad. So I will advise you that when you leave the court tonight or tomorrow, just go back and tell the Liberian people in the diaspora that this is not what you said. The newspaper misquoted you, so the anger against you should not be as hard as it is. Or when it comes to dual citizenship, what people really getting problem with that is that in the United States, when you naturalize, it is a privilege. It's not a right. This is why when you naturalize, they do not take your passport from you. Many Liberians that are naturalized, all of them, they still have the Liberian passport because it is a privilege. Anytime you can commit a crime that they can strip you of your citizenship and send you right back to your country. It happened to a man who was naturalized for 50 years in the country. I did Terry White. And they stripped him of his citizenship after 50 years and he went back to the country. So we need to look at that. One of the problems that we're having about the dual citizenship is that I think it's other jealousy and envy on the part of Liberians who could not leave the country because when they hear about us, they're like, oh, they got too much money, they're coming back to take what belongs to us. I think we need to really have a public forum in Liberia to educate the Liberians in Liberia that we are the better. They shouldn't be angry about what has taken place that we naturalized because if you look at it, unemployment rate in Liberia, it is very high, but we in the diaspora, we have reduced it because from Monday to Saturday, if you go to Western Union, MoneyGram, the line is long. We are the people that pay the paycheck. It's not the government of Liberia that paying them. It's not the senators in Liberia that paying those people. We pay them huge sum of money because people sending $400, $500 to the relatives every month. That is not the payment of government. So I think they need to stay away from the jealousy that other people were able to leave, and because we are here, they have that. It's not the senators nor Congress that is doing it. It's our own people. It's public sentiment. So you guys really need to do a real good job in Liberia. We shouldn't just be in the United States and talk about it. We need to send people on the ground to go on the radio to educate these people that what thinking about us is not true. I rest my case, Senator Morias. It was nice hearing you on the phone. I'm from Kipamos also, and from Bishop Ferguson. We all went to school together, but I was one of those who were really mad when I read your statement that we are unpatriotic and you rather give the country to a rich European than a Liberian who denounced his citizenship.
The senator already addressed that issue. He said that was taking out of content. He did not say that. So we're not going to allow the senator. It's going to take 2 more calls. So Just to let you know, because I know that some of you have just joined the call, like said, about a few minutes ago. So Senator is going to take two more calls, and then we have to let him go because it's late in Liberia right now. So let's take caller 13147. 1347. Yes.
Good afternoon, Mr. Moderator.
Good afternoon, my brother.
First of all, I extend my thanks and appreciation to you and your staff. And I will salute our senator who takes his time out to talk to us about this all-important issue. And I would also like to salute our senator being very diversified in understanding the important situation that Liberians like me and every other one that is online today that found themselves in the diaspora did not choose to come and be here. And understanding that there's nowhere on this ice will ever be like Liberia to any of us. So taking his time to actually understand that situation, I must tell him thank you for that. And having said that, my question would be to the senator is that what will his office be doing this time, knowing the fact and understanding situations, to educate Liberian, average Liberian back home to understand that we are part and parcel of that land, and we need to come back if we want to and come and contribute any way we can. Thank you.
Thank you, caller.
Okay. Let me answer that question. Today you've given me an opportunity, whether it's referred to as due diligence or due process. Still, some individuals are refusing to understand my side of the story. I'm still being indicted. But however, as a public servant, you will be misunderstood. So, that isn't a problem. But let me say this. The Liberian society is extremely gullible. In their context, I speak the way they want me to speak to them. And sometimes what we say may be taken out of context as the case under review. Now, when you have that situation where some people feel that you are their champion, and you automatically change your position, because, some of you are speaking to me tonight, and the way we are approaching one another, we're on track. Definitely, the way we answer questions, the way we speak to our people will be quite different. But you know what they will say? They will say the senator has been bribed by the people in America. Maybe they're promising trip to America or they're promising in car. And so that's the reason why today he's very soft. But for me, that isn't the problem. What I want to say to my colleagues over there, my kingsmen, that this process will and must be gradual. This process is about convincing people. Let me say this. Your people and your brothers feel here that dual citizenship means a new class of Liberians. You must come from some country, own another citizenship before you become a member of that sophisticated club that will be called dual citizenship club. You understand? And because of that, some people are not happy. Now you've made a lot of inroad with me by explaining to me other things that can help me defeat what they have said with respect to that. But it is a gradual process. And you can expect miracle overnight. We will try our best. You need to get together also in the United States. Hello?
Go ahead,
yeah,
sir. Everyone
need to get together.
Yeah. People are
you also need to get together. You also need to get together in the United States of America and now start to invite people from the villages and towns, not the so-called educated people, but the people from the villages and towns, and help to explain to them, your own relatives in the villages and towns, those relatives who are even exposing you. Because it hasn't been a matter of policy of this government to go around asking who is a dual citizen and being denied of the right to own property. It is your relatives that are doing that. So those relatives are the ones that we must start to work on. because they got all the news. I don't know most of you who's speaking to me today. Perhaps we'll see by face. I don't know what your nationality is. It is your own relatives that come out and make these statements. So we need to start working on that and stop telling them to stop doing the things that they're doing. Because most of them too, let's be honest, on both sides of the divide, they are not fair to themselves. Some people are here in this domestic constituency. They're doing that so they cannot give you what was given to you by your parents. So they come out and say the only way we can make sure no dual citizenship in this country, so they can't take our property from us. But the selfish ones. And on that side too, there got some loud-mouthed people there who don't care. You know, they speak all the nagging, as you call it. You know, come back home and look down on these guys. And so we gotta sublime somewhere. We gotta soften all of the anger, all of the, you know, and I'm prepared to help. I'm prepared to help.
Thank you very much, brother. Thank you very much.
We need to meet at some place. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, the Honorable Senator from Maryland County. We're going to take the next one from 2170. Your last number is 2170. Caller?
Yeah. Hello?
Yes, my brother.
Yeah, my name is Alfred Sear. I'm calling from Columbus, Ohio. I was listening to the senator, and I want to commend him for his position, trying to find a middle ground on this issue. You know, I'm very happy that he could come on board today and make sure that we can all work together and find a common ground on this issue. Like you said, this issue may go to a referendum and all of that. But sometimes we as representatives of people, we represent the reason why we are elected as representatives and senators is to voice out the interest, to work in the interest of the people that elect us. Now, Mr. Senator, I'm sure, Representative, I'm sure you realize that the issue of dual citizenship is good for our people. And I hope from here tonight you'll be able to go back to your constituents and try to educate the people the goodness in the dual citizenship. Why this war is a global community. Why Liberia cannot stand alone and become an island. If Liberia must develop, we need to understand that we have to be part of the global community. So I hope that we need to, tell our people, because frankly, all this fight we're fighting. If you go to Sano, you go to Lofa, the Fulanis, the Mandingos from Guinea. Let me make it clear, from Guinea are taking our lands. We're giving them 50 years lease, 75 years lease, and all of that. We are being deprived of our property. Instead of allowing foreigners to own our land, why not give it to our own brothers and sisters? Yes, there's no way we will say 100%. Everybody in the diaspora will go home, will be with the best behavior. The fear of people going home to take jobs, I will say it this way. There are a lot of people in the diaspora who left Liberia and will go by the same way they came. There are some of us who came, and because we have the motherland at heart, decided to do everything to improve our manpower, our level of intelligence, and our skill set, so that we will be able to go back home, not just to work in government. Let me put it this way. Entrepreneurship in America here, they pay millions of dollars for it. That's why most of the 50 Fortune companies, 500 Fortune companies, pay millions and millions of dollars to CEOs. Those are great because they create jobs. We should be happy to have Liberians going back home who have skill set, who have the requisite education to be able to go back home and create jobs instead of fighting against one another. So I hope the representative will look at this, and then when he leaves this line tonight, to be able to ably communicate this information to his people. Thank you.
He's actually a senator, and he's also the chairperson on foreign relations as Maryland County Senator and a chairperson on the Foreign Committee. On the road, we said 2 questions, so let's take this one. We have a lot of people still calling, but we might have to book you for another day. That's 3309. We're going to take this one, and then we'll take one more. Cora, are you there? 3309.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. I really have already appreciated your show, and this is a very important component of our national discussion. By the way, my name is Tony Leeway, and I have a different view on the issue of dual citizenship. Let me declare that I've been in this country for a little over 20 years, and I am I stand to benefit from dual citizenship. I have 3 kids in this country, and I have a grandson who was right by me here, 5 years old, and I think they will benefit from dual citizenship. But the question of dual citizenship, in my view, Liberia is not ready for it. Here's why. First of all, you have a nation just coming from war, and all of its infrastructures are yet to be developed. Besides that, you have a nation whose borders are not protected by any means, where foreigners come in at will. I think the recent passport gate that it was called, when the Danish journalist bought Liberian diplomatic position, was a clear indication as to the kind of security we have in our system when it comes to the issue of foreigners infiltrating. Now, you're talking about dual citizenship for a nation whose economy is in the hands of foreigners, where foreigners determine on a daily basis the interest rate, the rate at which your own currency can be changed. You have a nation where the citizen of the country cannot even be determined, except one tells you he or she is from a village here and there and verified by an elder over there. Look, we have a long way to go. The comparison to places like Ghana, Nigeria, and other places, why it is true that these countries have dual citizenship, these countries have structure in place. You can never live in Ivory Coast, even those who went there as refugees, if you didn't show your what they call carte de jour, whatever the name is. Now, the people have a system where when you're a foreigner in their countries, you have to be identified. They will make sure that you pay all of the penalties involved. A country like Liberia, where longevity gave you citizenship, where when you just master the little street English in Monrovia gave you citizenship, is not ready for dual citizenship. No Liberian who lives in this country who has attained citizenship has ever gone to Liberia and been denied a privilege to his or her land, or even the home he or she owned in that country prior. No Liberian has left from here and gone to his or her village and been denied to invest in his or her own village. I have never heard of that. So the issue of whether there's economic benefit to our people that is being argued that, oh, some of our people have been educated here, they're going to do X, Y, Z, is moot. Up until we can take care of these security issues, up until this nation can identify and issue identification cards to our people, where there's a social security card where somebody can go to a bank and show some identity to make sure that this person is a citizen of this country, I do not believe we are ready for dual citizenship. Let us not imitate because we want to imitate. Let's try to put structure together. Let's try to make sure that our country is up and running. In fact, you have a nation where the citizens, 80 to 90% of the citizens are living in poverty. If you provide dual citizenship to people who are foreigners, like somebody said, oh, the Mandingos from elsewhere, well, I have argued that they are Liberian Mandingos. I don't have anything against them. But those who are from Guinea, from other places, are being covered by those who are Liberian Mandingos. As a result, we do not even know who are foreigners in our country. This is a major problem. Let us sort these things out and make sure that we have a functioning system. Even the government of Madame Salif today has been trying to do very well. Well, I'm a critic of this government. The immigration is broken. Tell me, when was the last time you had ceremonies to admit a foreigner in your country as a citizen of Liberia? A new citizen, a welcoming citizen, except for a few, maybe months ago, when the government of Liberia, under Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, stated that they will admit the Sierra Leoneans who have been living in Liberia as refugees. Other than that, we have never.
Mr. Leeway, can you condense it? We have to take one more.
All right.
Senator.
Thank you. Thank you. So for these reasons, for the purpose of this show, and I'm prepared to go at any hearing just to make sure I make these points, in as much that as we are beneficiaries, having lived in this country for almost 20-some years, I think we need to make sure that our structure is ready, is up, is running, our nation is protected, our economy is in the hands of those who are the indigenous, who are the regional owner of this country, so that we can talk about people who want to come in. Liberians are not denying. Liberians in America are not denying citizenship. They are not denying their birthright to be in that country to go and invest. So the issue of dual citizenship right now, I'm against it for that simple reason. So I want to thank the senator who came aboard. I did not like his previous comment, but I think today we can find a middle ground. But let that middle ground be based on the security of our nation, the protection of our people, so that our people are made whole. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator. That was a comment. So we're going to take the last one. This will be the final one. That will come from, I guess that will be from CDC, Rufus Dakati. Rufus?
Yes, I'm here. How you doing?
Yes. Good. How are you, my brother?
I'm fine.
The senator is with us. He's going to be leaving us shortly, so let's wrap it up here, please.
How are you, Mr. Senator?
How are you?
I'm fine. I just want to lend my voice to this dual citizenship pursuit. And I think, firstly, I just want to indicate that this would be a great opportunity for Liberia from the point of view of globalization. As countries are getting, connected to each other, they find creative ways to share resources and resources in terms of human resources and other human capital, around the world. And I think this is going to be in the best interest of Liberia. Prior to 1989, I observed that Liberians were among the least traveled people around the world. Liberians became so patriotic. They stay in the country. They work. No matter what happened in the country, they were always there. But then when 1989 came, something terrible happened in the country. War broke out. People were forced to make all kinds of decisions. People stay in the country. They got killed. Take, for example, the Carter Center. Those people who got massacred in the Carter Center, those people did not have to die. And if you give people the opportunity right now to move right back to Carter Center, going through the trauma, they may not want to go back. So they were forced out of that situation. And that's just exactly the same thing that happened to so many Liberians. Liberians love their country, including myself. I'm in this country here, but spiritually I'm connected to my country. I, endured the war. The war lasted for about 14 years. There was a lot of uncertainty as to when the war was going to end. You saw yourself going to your grave on several occasions. You couldn't do anything about that. So the terrible situation forced Liberians out of the country. Now, these people have come here, and they still continue to be patriotic towards the country. There are a lot of Liberians here who have been in the country here that do not have American citizenship, or because they still love their country and they travel to the country back and forth. So I think dual citizenship, is one of the best tools to help our country to move forward economically, politically and socially, because when you try to combine the resources of people, like take for example the Asian tigers, like the Singapore, other countries that increase their economy over time. Singapore is a very small country, probably not too different from Liberia, but the people in Singapore learn to utilize the global community very well. So they produce, even though their population may be, a few million people, but they produce for the billions of people around the world. So today Singapore has a great, economy that is helping people, all because they have maximized the strength and the potential of globalization. We have the same opportunity right now to combine the Liberians that are here within the United States and the Liberians that are back home, to foster growth and development in our country. So this is a great opportunity that I think there may be pros and cons. And I do agree. I don't want this to be a bad system for Liberia, but this is something that we really have to sit down, that we really have to look at and weigh the opportunities and the challenges and make sure that, a cost-benefit analysis, that the benefit will outweigh the cost. But in most cases, the benefit will still outweigh the cost. So we really need to find a way not to bring emotion into this whole thing, into the discussion, but to look at it objectively. Liberia cannot continue to be the last to do everything in the world. This country is too old. We should be leaders in everything. When new ideas come in, we should embrace those ideas, review those ideas, and make sure they are applicable to our situation. But we should not just sit down and say, I don't want this because it is not going to be good for my country. How? How do you know that? Because the decision is based on emotion, it is being expressed emotionally, but not scientifically or objectively. So this is in our best interest, Mr. Senator. I heard that you have some strong opinions against this, but I want you to consider, the facts. I want you to consider everything and see how much this is going to benefit our country. A lot of our government officials right now in Liberia, they benefited from the United States here. They benefited from other places. And if people were shutting the doors from Liberia or not taking, making sure that they utilize the opportunities and the resources from other countries, their countries, and Liberia will not have been like this. So thank you very much for giving me the opportunity.
Thank you for calling to the show. Weti, you're going to speak, and then we'll go to the Honorable Man for his closing statement. Weti, let's go to
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. Thank you, Mr. Senator. Thank you very much, radio audience. And thank you, Senator, for what you have done. And at least we all have come to some understanding that there is a need to come to a compromise and discuss the issue. I want to say to you, Mr. Senator, we that are leading this effort, we think there's a room that when the time comes, the protection of Liberia and the security of Liberia should be considered. We're not asking for a blanket thing. We're not asking for anything that will impair the security of Liberia. So, as we go along, I'll be calling you tomorrow. I know you soon be going to be to get your email address, and I will send you the documents that I've shared with the other senator about Sierra Leone, Nigeria, and Ghana, how they protected their country in implementing the dual citizenship issue. But thank you very much for your concern and the time and the fact that you have agreed that there's a need for us to come to a common ground on the issue. It means a lot to us, and we'll be in contact with your offices. And thank you very much for your support. And to everybody out there, this is a process, another event. Come and support us, and let's keep working together. Let dialogue. Where we had differences, let's come together, and one day history will say that we made it. Thank you.
Thank you, Weti. We're going to go to Honorable Dan Morias, Senator and Chairman of Foreign Relations. Honorable, the closing statement, sir.
Yes, again, let me say thanks to Liberia Destiny debaters. I'm convinced that we've debated the destiny of Liberia by these discussions that we've held. I cannot tell you that you have not been able to strike some very serious points tonight. quite different from what we've heard over the last weeks and perhaps months ago. Your position is being well explained, well articulated by most of you who spoke to it. I represent you as well as your senator, and so definitely it is my responsibility now that I've heard from you to take these identical messages that you've given me tonight to meet the domestic constituency and say, look, we believe so and so the last time. But here's another side of the story. Yes, there are some kingsmen who have spoken foul about us, foul about your situation here. But you cannot punish everybody because of the saying of one or two persons. So yes, tonight I'll seize the opportunity because I've heard from a lot, especially the lady that spoke from Australia. You know,
stay on the line with us.
I didn't agree with everything that she said, but I think she spoke to the issues. You know, she's giving a new dimension to this debate. You know, that, look, this is all I have. I've been through my struggle alone, but I still want to hold on to my country. Why do you want to deny me of that opportunity to hold on to my country? You understand? I mean, it touched me. Yes, indeed. The argument from my domestic constituency will also be strong. Some of them will be shouting. Some of them will be threatening me. They are being bought over. But it's my responsibility as a public servant and your legislator to also convince them on these points. So now we need to join forces. You need to come more often at home. We need to go outside of Monrovia, meet our people in the villages and towns, let them understand what you're saying, and let us put this thing down. You know, every time I hear, we send money to you, and now you want to turn back on us. No, don't seek reward in that regard. You did this because you love your relatives, because you felt for them. They were suffering. You didn't do this because one day you will come back and demand that you wanted to be dual citizen. You know, and this is the version. When we hear that, they say, but so you help us only because you wanted this in return. So let's drop that aspect of it. Let's look at the real issue. The real issue is it is your right to become a Liberian citizen, to hold on to your nationality, and you have your contribution to make to the wholesome functioning of Liberia. That is the argument that we should take to our people, and stop asking for reward. You know, I did this for you, so give me back this one. Let's leave that alone. Let's go to them. Let's explain to them. So you got it wrong. This is what we can do. We're not coming home because we want to take it from you. We can help you here. We can help you there. You can help us too in understanding the new dimension in Liberia. And together, I can assure you that we can find a common ground, a soft landing sooner than later. I want to thank you for the opportunity to speak to so many Liberians. I will give you my email account. I mean, as a public servant, it shouldn't be hidden from anybody. It's associates2k7@yahoo.com, and I'll personally respond to your query. I want to thank you again.
You say associate?
Yeah, associates. ASSOCIATES.
I got a 2K7
number. 2k7@yahoo.com.
Okay, I got it.
And I'll be prepared to answer you. I'm prepared to explain even further than this tonight, on how I feel about certain things and how can we.
Okay, the second thing, I'll be calling you and keep in contact with you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We just want to give our portier of number of callers. We have 516 people that called to the show tonight. Honorable, we want to say thank you very much for accepting our invitation. At least we were able to kind of have a dialogue tonight, as we usually do here. And we will always call on you when the Liberians in the diaspora need to hear from you. It was epic and informative, and we wish you good luck and keep all the good work in Liberia.
Thank you, and God bless all of us.
Thank you very much.
Sir.
And good night.
Good night to you all. We'll come on tomorrow. We're going to have Senator Johnson. We're going to have Prince Towett from Nima County coming on tomorrow. Thank you, and good night to you all. Bye.